Hello everyone. I'm coming to you today to show you all the junk that I found after doing some purging in the basement. So I was going through my art supplies, and I wear a few hats. I don't just do junk journaling. I enjoy painting and watercolor, some oil painting. I do my own framing as well. But today I decided, okay, I got to go through all my frames, separate them, put them over here, put all of the matting stuff over there. And as I was taking a few things apart, I noticed some things that I could still reuse and put into my junk journals. But I also found some other things too that have been kind of piling up. And I put a lot of thought into it, or some thought into it, before I get rid of stuff. So just yesterday, I ordered some Mary Kay Emollient night cream, and I have a page in my journal that has a pink kind of flare to it. It's not really put together yet, but I think I'm going to keep this, maybe make a tab out of it. So I'm just going to take this apart, and I don't have to use the whole box, but part of it could make a nice tab like this here. Journal on the back. I could write down that, you know, when I bought the stuff, and maybe just the little Mary Kay thing here. So I'm coming here today like completely vulnerable. I didn't do any planning. I just threw this stuff on my desk. So this is to show you that, you know, we can use the stuff that we find in a junk pile or when we're purging. At least try and think about it for a bit before you toss it out. I'm always reluctant to toss everything out right away. I like to just, you know, put some thought into it and see, you know, can I use this? So I think I'm going to put this in my journal. I have a little ephemera box here that I put some, well, ephemera in it. And I think what I'll do is just chop this part off, and I'm going to put this just in the box for later use. So yeah, that's good. We'll just put it in there. I think I'm going to toss, yeah, I'll toss this. I don't think I'm going to need it. Nah. Last week, I had a coworker, some coworkers, they went out and got some takeout and brought it back to the lunchroom. And one of the guys bought me a little apple pie. And it was so tasty. Thank you so much. And then I thought, well, okay, I'm going to throw this out. Well, of course, I stopped and went, this is kind of funky looking. I like it. So this is going to go in my ephemera too. Let's see. I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to take, this is Canada, so it is in English and in French. Why not just cut? I'm going to cut along here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I know I don't want these edges, so those are going to go in the garbage. Okay, this would make a really cool belly band, actually. Yeah. But I don't think I need the back, so let's chop that off. Or actually, I could just, yeah, there we go. Like this. There, that can go in my little ephemera box for another day if I'm doing something in red, or maybe I have a page that I baked something, some bread or some pastries, and then this could go on there. What else did I find? I took apart a painting, and it had a really narrow mat board. and I was going to throw it out. In fact, I kind of did because it got all bent here. But these can be used to make little signs, or like a little ephemera. Let's see, I can chop that. Cut that down a bit. Oh, this is really thick. I don't want to hurt myself. And you can take a little pen and you can write like happy birthday. This is just an example. Happy birthday. Yay. Anyway, it has some substance to it, right? It's really thick. So it's nice to have those in your journals. I mean, hey, you can write anything you want. You don't have to write happy birthday. I'm going to throw this out. I know I'm not going to be using this, but I have a lot more, right? So I'm just going to chop this off and throw that in my ephemera box for now. It will have another place in my craft room, but for now I'm just putting these in the box. And here's another one, a nice, this is not quite black, it's really, I don't know, kind of gray brown black. That'll go in the ephemera box too. Then I found these. A flyer came in with, I think it was fast food or whatever. Was it fast food? Let me see. No, I think it was about the casino. Well, in my journal, I have a page that talks about all the different jobs I've had over the years. And I just saw this on the flyer that, oh, you know, more jobs, bigger paychecks. I'll probably just cut out this little part, paycheck, and maybe put it beside one of my really old paychecks that I had saved up over the years. And these are on thick cardstock as well that came through the mail. Favorite and Play Now. Those are nice to have. The wildlife. I don't know how wild my life really is, but maybe I could use this somewhere, or just use the word life. The number 15. I thought that was cool. Actually, this is really good because I have a picture of when I first started at the Dairy Queen. And I was 15 years old. So you know what? This is going to go beside that picture. Perfect. Perfect. And of course, this is where I live. And maybe that'll go somewhere in my journal too. It doesn't always have to go with a certain topic. If I have a page that mostly has, let's say, some red things on it, I'll maybe just glue this in the corner because it's red. To me, it just looks more cohesive, even though the topic may be different. But yeah, I like these. Then I found these old photos that I wanted to paint. I really wanted to paint these on watercolor. Well, I've had this for many years and I'm never going to paint this. I used to paint old vehicles, lots of rusty ones. But in recent years, I really like painting street scenes and architecture and that. So this I'm not going to ever paint. But I like the vehicle still. So what I'm going to do with this is glue it to some cardstock to make it thick. Because, of course, it's just a thin photograph here. And then I'm going to cut around the vehicle. Maybe I'll do that on another video. And maybe just pin it to a page. I think it would be really cool, interactive. Maybe put a little, what do you call those, eyelets? Yeah, and then you can just kind of go like this on the page, have something in behind it. But it really adds some different color, and yeah, I like that. That would be nice. And then I was going to color these, or yeah, paint these on watercolor as well. But yeah, I'm just not going to do it. So that would look nice in a journal as well. So in the ephemera box, then I found, oh yeah, here it is. Didn't want to put my address on there. A receipt from yesterday. that I paid for my Mary Kay product, and it's a nice pink paper, so I'm going to put that in the ephemera box. I found an old piece of watercolor that I was just, this is from years ago, I can tell. I would take my brush and I would just kind of wipe it off on paper. Now I just blot it on a rag and I save my nice paper. But I can still use this. This can still be a nice page. I could paint over top of it. I could paint on the other side, but watercolor paper can be expensive. So I'm glad I found this. I'll definitely be using that. So that can go in the paper pile. I'm also rescuing some of my old paintings. This one is old, from 2012. It was my really sad attempt at working with gouache. I am not good at working with gouache. So this is watercolor, and I think this looks like a falcon. Anyway, I painted that in 2012. I've been painting since about 2005. I've really come a long way. This is what I consider kind of ugly, but it'll be super colorful in my journal. And I don't think anyone should ever throw their artwork away. It's colorful no matter how ugly it is. And sometimes after a few years, you kind of warm up to it. I've had a few occasions where I've found some old artwork and almost threw it out, then threw it in a drawer, and then years later took it out and went, hey, that's really nice. I like that. I'm glad I didn't throw it out. And thanks to a cousin of mine who told me that many years ago, don't throw out your artwork. And I'm so glad I listened to him. So that's going in my journal somewhere. So we'll just put that with the papers. Here is a picture of an old gas, what is this called? Gas station. I love rusty images, and I like to paint them as well. But again, I like street scenes now, so I won't be painting this. But along with the other painting, or that car that I showed you, I'm going to adhere this to a piece of cardstock to make it thicker. And then I'll cut around it again and maybe use this as a belly band. That would be super cool. Here is a sheet of Terraskin, and if you don't know what that is and you do watercolor, you might want to look into it. This stuff is amazing, and just the different looks you can get. These were my first attempts at using Terraskin with watercolor. Again, definitely not the best. These were what I call the early years. There's still some open spaces that I can still play around with. This stuff is tough. It's Terraskin paper in quotes, but it's not paper. It's actually made of stone. It's ground stone. Anyway, this sheet's pretty beat up. I don't know if I can make a masterpiece on it, because once you get a fingerprint on there, it doesn't work that great. It's a lot more forgiving than Yupo paper. So I've got my scissors here, and I'm just gonna cut around this. It's like cutting a piece of plastic, actually. So we'll just cut around this guy, and if any water gets on here, the watercolor, the pigment will reactivate, so make sure we put it in a dry spot. Or I could cover it with acetate as well. That is super cool. Yeah, I think it's kind of cute. That'll find a place in my journal too. And then we have this kind of garden picture here, which, I don't know, it's, like I said, I've done a lot better. I have done better. But I need some of my own artwork to jazz up my junk journal. So there you go. And it's a memory of the history and of how I came to be in my artwork today. I don't think anyone is the perfect artist when they start. So I think you should save your paintings and look back at the first brush strokes that you have ever taken, because that's a part of your journey, right? So there's another one. I think this is a jar of, I think these are pickled beans, string bean, you know those things that you put in your Caesars, your drinks? So good. I think I'll save this one too. I'm just crudely cutting around it. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe I'll just leave it like that for now. And then what do we got here? This guy's pretty small. Not much there. We'll just leave him like that. We may cut him up. And I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I think maybe that's lettuce. Is that lettuce? Maybe. I'm just going to cut this into more manageable pieces. There we go. We'll leave it like that. Then I found this painting, which I've had for many years. Yeah, it says right here, 2012. And I hated it, and I just tossed it to the side. And I'll just deal with it another day. And then I found it again, and I put it in this frame years later. But then I couldn't figure out, how to keep it in the frame. And I just didn't have the time. I don't have time for this crap. So that's it. I just threw it in a drawer or underneath the desk downstairs. So fast forward to this morning. This is an acrylic, and which I do not work in because I'm not very good at it. Well, I look at it this morning and I'm like, hey, I really like this painting for some reason, but it's not attached. So this is the one and only time you are going to see someone possibly use glue to glue this canvas onto this cheap frame. And I am going to hang this somewhere in my house. It's got to be done. So let's do it. Here we go. Let's do a dry run again. And look, I'm not selling this thing. It's not going into an art gallery. I just want to be able to enjoy it. Okay, let's put some glue down. I'm almost positive this is going to work. I think I got to be generous with the glue. I don't think there's any other glue better than this stuff. I think this frame, I don't know when I bought it. Well, obviously years ago, but it had a glass on it. Who knows where that glass is? Could be in the garbage today, for all I know. Okay, I think this is rough enough that it's going to catch onto that glue. Just drop it in. Yikes, and hope for the best. I don't think I'm going to have any regrets with this, you guys. I really don't. But I don't want to sit here and hold this thing all day. I think, yeah. What do you think? Look at those two people. My sad attempt at painting people. Yeah, isn't that weird? A painting that you absolutely despise, and then 10 years later, and you're like, I kind of like this. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of acrylics, like working with them. I like acrylic paintings. Kudos to everyone out there who actually does it for a living or just paints with them, period. They just dry too fast. I personally think watercolor is easier, and I do paint with oil, and that has its challenges too, but at least you have a chance to move the paint around or scrape it off if you don't like it. Where this, you're painting, you're going up here, and then you need to go grab some more green and the paint over on your tray is dry. That drives me nuts. How do people, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know. Write down in the comments how you become an amazing acrylic paint artist. Okay, I'm going to put this down on the floor of my craft room for it to dry. And let's bring out my journal, because there are there a couple of them? Yeah, I just want to grab some of these. Let's grab this one here and this guy. Push this up here and see where I can put this. Oh boy. Where should I put them in my journal? My junk journal is a mishmash of different things. I'm sure like yours is as well. Let's see if I can find a place for this. I'm trying to turn the pages without showing personal writing. There we go. Let's see. I mean, that would be okay too. Could just clip it here. I never seem to find anything that's permanent, like a permanent fix. But I still have to trim it, but I just want to find out where. These colors look really cool together. Could go here. Oh, I've got to show you this book I made last weekend. I love vintage patterns. And I took all my old paper. It didn't matter how small it was or how ripped up. Look at these small pieces here. Look at this one. Good enough for me. This one's all wonky. And then the backing. And then I just sewed it on. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, what else do we got? Put this here. Let's see. No. Oh, here's one I found this morning that I painted in 2010. Again, I thought this was an absolute masterpiece. It was just, I mean, I had to frame it. I wanted to sell it. I just thought it was so good. And I had only been painting about 5 years. Well, I look at the stuff that I paint now, and yeah, this had to come out of the frame. But it's still beautiful and precious to me. It's a memory. And that's what this journal is for, right? So in here it goes. I think that looks great. And it goes, look at the blue here. It's the blue page. Let me see. That's not bad. Okay, I like this. I think this is pretty cool. Here's another one of my paintings from a long time ago. This is from actually 12 years ago. This is gouache, watercolor and gouache. It's a small painting, and I actually sold that one. was pretty happy about that. I like this. I think this is cool, hey? Okay, now I wonder if I should, I'm just thinking this out loud here. Let's kind of straighten this out. Actually, why don't you just have a look at this picture while I cut it over here on my cutter. Okay, I'm just straightening it out. Perfect. Yes, I love it. Okay, should I do this? I think that would be nice. Oh yeah. Who doesn't love a round corner? Oh, I don't know. Well, I know I want it on this page for sure. I just don't know if I want to make a pocket out of it, if I want to cover it up with acetate, but I know it's going to go on this page. So I'm just going to keep this here. And then we have our falcon, I think it is. That was also painted in 2012, and I thought it was just so amazing. Here is my framing tape. I taught myself how to frame. I watched a lot of videos, and I also took an afternoon class in the city, a framing class through the university that talked about just how to keep, how to look out for wooden frames for your own framing, what kind of colors look good, just some standard options, and not necessarily what you're framing, but the tools that you use. It was free. I couldn't believe it. It was a 4-hour class, and I learned so much. I still had to learn on my own as well. So I'm just going to chop this guy down right here. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So he can go here too, or he can just be put into a tuck spot as well. Let's see what we got. I want to bring my camera out, but it won't. It's just too close. Okay, here's some other ones I found last weekend. This one was also framed. Like I said before, I liked painting old cars, and then I started liking the architecture and the buildings in the back. I have to say I did really good with the trees here too. So this one was done in 2012 as well. Definitely not good enough for framing, but I didn't want to get rid of it, so I thought I'm just going to put it in my journal. And this one was done 2 years ago. And it was done on Arches paper. I didn't even rip this part off yet. I just kept it in its original form, or I just kind of cut it out of what I had adhered it to, like a board. And this painting, or the subject, was not a photograph. It was a very, very old painting. I think it was an oil painting in a book. And I thought, well, I want to paint that, but paint it in watercolor. So that's what I did. And I learned a lot. The reflections in the water, those are kind of fun to do. And I thought I did much better with my trees. I've gotten better with those over the years. So again, that was fun to look at or to keep. So I will definitely keep you, but let's just flip a little bit more and see if I can find something. There's my pink page. So I'm going to put this in here. And the receipt as well. And I have a pocket of stuff here that I made, some ephemera. But I haven't yet put it together. I want to put a 2-page spread. But I was just, you know, collecting the stuff for now. Let's see what else I've got. I don't think that'll go anywhere. No. Ooh, this is nice. This thing is very, very rough. There's no way I could write on it. And I don't want to completely cover it up. But this would be super nice. That's very colorful. I think I'm going to do this again. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, I like that. And then I can take something like this thick matting from earlier, and I can write on it with a white pen, maybe about my painting and what I've done over the years, or just about this bird, or maybe I can look up this bird on Google and write about the bird, or maybe I could just write a story about what I did today. But that would be kind of nice, and then just, you know, glue that on there. So that's an option. So I'm not going to glue it yet, just in case I want to make a pocket out of it, cover it in acetate. I'm not sure what I want to do yet. So let's just keep going a little bit more, just in case I find a much better place. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it for the book. So we're just going to leave this one here. What about this little guy? Should I do this one before we leave, or before I press stop on my camera? That's cute too. Well, it'd be nice if it was, nope, that's right side up. Let's see. I think I will just leave this. I could put this here on the clip. I'll just leave that like that for now. Gives me an idea. Okay, so that's it for the journal. And I think I found one other thing. I found these rough watercolor pieces. And instead of getting rid of these or throwing them out, these are great for tags in your journals. Oops. Oh boy, that's not easy to do. This is thick paper. Oh, well, it's watercolor paper. So what you can do is take just an old brush. Just an old brush. Wet that just a little bit. And I don't know, maybe yeah, like that. And there. Let that dry. These are great for tags, again, if you want to write something down. And let's do, I don't know, this purple one. There. Ooh, I like that. There. Don't throw anything out. You can use anything. Garbage. Thanks for watching.